plaintiff, Samantha Smee, says the defendant is her sister, but they have always had a strained relationship. Samantha claims the defendant is a drug addict who lost custody of her children due to her addiction, and she's suing her today for breach of contract. Defendant Jordan Goodwin admits that she has had some struggles in her life, but insists she tried to get help and was refused treatment.
Start with you.
Well, that's my sister, and we've always had a strained relationship. Just difference in personality. She was more of like a partier. I was not. And
What type of partying?
Just like drinking.
What type of music? What type of music and dancing you all do?
Hip hop, rap.
How about Casper, the Casper slide? You all do that?
It's a little bit before my time.
You know what that is? Everybody know what that is. You know what that is?
No.
Slide to the left.
Okay, yeah.
Slide to the right. You heard of that?
Yeah.
Look behind you. There it goes. Casper right there. Known him right after we started taping here, a year or so in, we met and became friends, and I'm honored to have his friendship. Every basketball game, at every arena, everywhere you go, you hear his song.
That's right.
And so I like to brag and tell people I know him. So folks said they didn't believe. You don't know Casper. I said, yes, I do. So I brought him today. Bought my receipts. All right, so she was a partier.
Yeah.
And you weren't. What'd you
No.
do? Sit at home and read the Bible?
No, I sat at home, but that's pretty much all I did.
And what was the nature of you all's relationship over the years?
Well, she moved out when she was 18, so we just kind of like went our separate ways. I'd see her because she does have kids, so like I just kind of just see her. And then we ended up moving like 45 minutes away.
Okay.
So in 2013, she was given Xanax, and she abused them.
How do you know?
Just her appearance and how she acted.
Okay.
And then
Did she stop, or do you believe she's still addicted to them?
I don't believe she's addicted to Xanax.
Good.
But I do believe that, well, I do know she's addicted to drugs.
What type? Or do you not
Well, in
want to say?
2018 of September, my sister and her husband actually went on binge.
Crack or heroin?
I believe it was both. But they ended up losing their children.
Did she clean herself up?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
All right, she appears to have cleaned herself up. I don't know about my man, but looks pretty good. Let me hear from you, ma'am.
All right, Your Honor, let me start from the beginning. So, we've never really gotten along. I have partied and stuff, but, I've tried to seek treatment and help for my problems.
Where are you in that endeavor?
Well, trying to go through recovery, trying to get help.
How long have you been in recovery, or sought help, or received help?
I haven't really received help. Back
never
when
went?
everything happened, tried to get into rehab because I wasn't actually addicted, or it wasn't in my system at that time. The facilities couldn't take me.
Actually, we did try and get her help when it was in her system. My dad brought her to places, but she was denied because they said she was not withdrawing, and there was an insurance issue, and they required money up front.
How long ago was that?
That was in September when this all went down.
Because under the Affordable Health Care Act, otherwise known as Obamacare, you were allowed to access any treatment centers and put it on your Medicare or Medicaid. But even though the court said it was legal, they changed the way things operate. And as a result, some of those things are changing now for the worse. And we know that's a big debate, and that's why we had a big election. And the election, everything was about health care. Did she clean herself up?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
All right, she appears to have cleaned herself up. I don't know about my man. But,
Plaintiff Samantha Smee is suing her sister, who she claims lost custody of her children due to her drug addiction.
you fell through the cracks, sounds like, as many others are. So we're going to try and get you some help today, even if the government won't pay for it. Will you allow us to help you?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to do that. We're not going to let you fall through the cracks. Maybe I need to run for something. I'm handling things better than the politicians. But no, my mother, I promised my mother I would never go back to a life of crime. Well, I'm not running for office. I gotta stay clean. I don't want to go back to jail. I've been there and didn't like it. All right, ma'am. And what do you want to say about any addictions that you may still struggle with?
It's been a struggle, I think, for everybody in my family. But they've always stuck by my side. They won't give up, which is good. My relationship.
But are you causing them damages? For example, I was affected significantly, both financially and emotionally. The loved one in my family that was afflicted with drug addiction. So that's what people need to keep in mind. It's not only emotional, but it's financial. So your drugs have become a financial burden on your mom in particular. I've known of another close relative who was helping this person as well. They had to file bankruptcy.
Oh, wow.
Because of one of the incidents that the addicted friend or family member caused. Mm-hmm. But I'm glad you are acknowledging it and that you want help. Now, what about my guy here? What's his deal? He needs some help too. Come on up, man. State your name. And don't you stand up here lying. State your name.
Kenneth Goodwin.
What? What did you want to stand up and say? That you ready to go too? You want to sit next to her in the same center?
Yeah.
My man. Give him a hand. I was messing with you. I was playing with you. You do look a little rough, and you look rough around the edges, and that might indicate some abuse. But
I mean, they both do need help. They're a team, and
and that's why we're applauding them both. That's why we're applauding them. Thank you. Mm-hmm. And how does she owe you?
All right, so they, with all of everything that happened, they lost their house. Kenny, her husband, went to jail. Jordan seemed at the time that it scared her, and she was trying to get back on her feet. She came to me asking for a loan to pay for getting a trailer, getting stuff, just financially helping her. I was able to. But I also made her sign a contract saying if she did not pay it by March, and I know you're going to have an opinion on this, but she's supposed to pay me with her taxes.
Let's start with this. Let's start here. I'm gonna dramatize it a little. First, let's start with this. She's a dope fiend. For a living, they specialize in manipulating, stealing, and lying. Then they use the most common lie that I tell you all is made regarding repayment. Income tax. And they already have the back end of the story ready. So when you come after their income taxes return, the state took it. Because your old child support, your old student loans.
Yeah.
That's the story you got in.
Pretty much. I didn't get enough. I thought I was going to get more. I have bills that need to be paid.
Maybe I need to run for something. I'm handling things better than the politicians. But no, my mother, I promised my mother I would never go back to a life of crime.
Plaintiff Samantha Smee is suing her sister, who she claims lost custody of her children due to her drug addiction.
All right, ma'am, let me hear from you. How much was it again?
Well, this promissory, oh my goodness.
All right, she signed it, and that's good. Hopefully she'll tell the truth, because that's one of the #1 signs of recovery and true rehabilitation is you start by being honest. So let me hear from you about this debt.
Okay, so I mean, I've borrowed money from my parents before, and have paid them back with my taxes. But I had a high-risk pregnancy last year. I wasn't working most of the year, so therefore I didn't receive back what I normally did. So I couldn't pay her. I did sign the note, and I do owe her. But at this time, I'm just not financially stable enough to pay her back, you know.
All right, I like that answer, as opposed to going on with lie after lie that I would cut right through. So I'm going to grant her judgment because she's being honest. Her first step toward true recovery is honesty. So we're going to help you out so you can go a long way down the road of recovery by going to treatment and then your NA meetings every day or a couple of times a day, whatever you think works for you best. And then we're going to help your spouse, and we're going to help the entire family. Good luck to you, though. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Jordan, I really hope you and Kenny really do this. I mean, really.
I am. Yeah, I know.
We're going to be by your side no matter what.
I know.
Plaintiff Deborah Fairfax says she is a huge fan of Aretha Franklin and saw her every time she performed in New York. Deborah claims she paid the defendant to do 2 paintings for her, one of Aretha Franklin and one of Miles Davis, but he never gave her the paintings. Defendant Edmund Wilson says he's an artist who has been drawing for as long as he can remember. Edmund insists Deborah kept changing the terms of their deal, and that's why he was unable to complete the job. He's countersuing for labor and materials.
Start with you.
I am a huge fan of Aretha Franklin. I've seen her every time she performed in New York Live. When she passed away, I was in Paris and very heartbroken, and my friends wouldn't let me come home because what we do when a musician dies is we go to the Apollo Theater, we sing, we dance, we light candles. Yeah. I'm also a photographer. When I was a little girl, my father's uncle let us have anything we wanted in his candy store, and I picked Chain of Fools. Long car rides, my father only had one 8-track that was Live at the Fillmore with Ray Charles, Aretha Franklin Live at the Fillmore with Ray Charles. Good music. Deep in my heart, I love Aretha Franklin.
I'm sure she'd love to hear that. I love her also. She was a friend. Spoke at her funeral. She was a good friend. Sir, why don't you give me some background?
Judge, I'm an artist. I started pursuing my art after 30 years of not painting. My passion for art has been something that I've been doing all my life as a stress reliever for some of the things that I've experienced as a child growing up and as a young adult. I guess I started with crayons, started out with crayons. I would draw on the blinds and in my bedroom.
How old?
As far back as I can remember. Okay. I guess I kind of felt like I always looked at things a little different at an early age. Like I noticed the way light would hit material and patterns and things like that, which a lot of times people couldn't understand when I was trying to explain it to them. So I think I learned that very, very at a young age. Throughout school, I was always the class artist. And then as I got into middle school was the first time that I experienced painting on canvas. The high school that I went to had a very good art program where a lot of students after they graduated would go on to pursue art careers. So that was a good thing. I thought I was going to be a professional football player, but it didn't turn out. But I'd still
You had to go with your gift. And that's what I tell young people all
Yes,
the time. Find your
absolutely.
gift. And if you do your best at everything, your gift will jump out at you. Go ahead, ma'am. You tell me why you're suing him today
Your
for
Honor,
a breach of contract.
Your Honor, I've not met him. I was at a frame shop, and saw a painting and said, "Ooh, I really like that." And his auntie was there. She said, "That's my nephew's work." She gave me a social media contact. We spoke. We agreed on a few paintings, and then I scaled it back to 2. Aretha Franklin and Miles Davis. My husband is a huge Miles fan. And he said, "It's parent weekend. Can you advance me some money?" I gave it all to him because I believe in supporting people. $1,500. That was in September. I do travel quite a bit, and I let him know that I'll be away. Didn't hear anything from him. Maybe December, I reached out and said, "Hey, what's up?" He said, "I got you. I'll deliver your work by February 27th. February 27th has come and gone. I've taken about 5 or 6 trips between then. Lots of messages between us.
Plaintiff Deborah Fairfax says she paid the defendant for 2 paintings, one of Aretha Franklin and one of Miles Davis. But he never gave her the paintings, so she's suing.
Okay, sir. She gave you $1,500, and did you complete the job?
I did not. The dates continued to change. What she gave me initially...
Who changed them?
She did. What she gave me initially was...
Why do you think she changed the dates?
She
She had paid you her money. Why do you think she didn't want her art?
It wasn't...
Why do you think, "I don't give it to me yet"? Well, I got your art, ma'am. No! You tell me how it went, sir.
The date was changed a couple of times due to her travel. I'm gonna be out of the country, or I'm gonna be out of the state.
So don't finish.
So we'll move the dates back. My creative process is when I paint a specific subject, there's a creative process where I listen to the music, I do a little bit of research, and I channel all that into my painting as part of my creation process. So when she did come back on the 27th, I said, "Can you give me a couple of days? I'm 80 to 90% completed with it." Now, when she went out of the country and pushed the dates back, I have other clients that come in and want work.
Right, you didn't want to just finish hers.
Well,
Go ahead, sir. You interrupted instead. Oh, let me set hers to the side. I got some more money I can get here. Go ahead, sir.
It's a very common practice with artists to have a couple of different projects going up.
Yeah, it's a common practice for a lot of contractors who do that type of work, and that's why so many of them get sued. What did you ultimately do? Why doesn't she have her art now?
Because after that date, she refused to take the art. I asked her for a couple more days. I said, "I'll be done with the art. Just give me a couple more days." I think I asked her for like 2 days. There was a couple of different stories she had. Initially, it was one of, I don't want the artwork anymore. We never had a written contract for any deadline, any specific deadline dates.
No, usually
at
a
all.
reasonable amount of time.
All right.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Here is the Cash App receipt. Your Honor, he is lying.
I know he is. I can tell a lie when I hear him.
January 18th. Any update when I can expect the 2 paintings? Hey, I'll have them for you when I'm away and will return February 27th. I'll have them for you when you return.
February 27th came. He says he asked you for 2 more days.
No, he didn't. He's a lie. March 4th.
You have evidence that you asked her for 2 more
I have it
days?
all.
She has every communication.
I have it
We've
all, Your
spoken
Honor.
on the
He's lying.
phone.
All right, you
as
spoke
well.
on the phone.
Oh, you
Very
a
good.
lie.
Yes,
Very
You've
good.
never
I
spoken
got
on
you.
the
We
phone.
spoke
Did he
on the
answer
phone.
any of those things
And
on your
she's
text?
called me.
March 4th, Your Honor. Update, please. Are you refunding me? I'll be done on Friday.
If you look at the
I'm away
transcript-
on
finish,
Sunday.
sir.
I'm away on Sunday. You can drop them off with my husband. His phone number, name, address. Please forgive me. This is a new journey for me. When can I expect the paintings? Kindly send me
What
a
date
photo.
is this? 'Cause it
This is
already-
March 4th, March 5th, March 19th. Are you available to talk? I'm out of the U.S. Is there another delay? Do you need the address to refund me my money? March 19th, I sent him questions.
This is the 19th?
March 19th.
Said he only needed 2 days more.
Okay.
Told me on February 27th, you told her you only need 2 more days.
March 19th.
Go
I
ahead.
have no excuse. I'm asking for your understanding. We go on and on and on with these conversations. March 21st, not interested in your art anymore. I'm totally disappointed.
Right.
A postal money order by April 5th. March 25th, I send the same message. We've not spoken on the phone since that first conversation. He's lying.
Did he ever agree to pay?
Yes.
Give you your money back? Read that.
Well, he said he didn't have the money. April 18th, I sent more question marks. If I had the money to give you. April 18th. I don't have money to give you. I wish I did. He then went on to ask me, Your Honor, if I sold art out of my small gallery. I said, no. Why don't you sell the art? Give me my money.
All right, let me get back to him. Explain those lies. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day. Yours is dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor. See? You lied. That's all he did was lie. Just, don't trust people, don't advance people your money. He's a liar.
Plaintiff Shauna Miller lived with the defendants, but after she moved out, they refused to return her property, including her mother's ashes, so she's suing. Defendants Mandy Taylor and her husband Clifton say things with Shauna went south after she and her witness started bullying Mandy. Mandy refuses to return Shauna's property because Shauna owes them for rent, so she's countersuing for the rent and storage fees.
Start with you.
This all started based on me trying to return my property stored at her house when I lived there. And she decided that over a Facebook chat group disagreement that I can no longer have my stuff. And so I am trying to recover.
What items?
I have a wedding,
You have a list?
Yes, sir, I do.
And when is the last time you've asked her to return your things?
She sent me a certified non-signature letter stating I had until February 28th to get my belongings.
Did you?
I showed up at the end of February to get my
happened?
things, and she refused. She had the cops called.
And when they came, what happened?
She was arguing with them, telling them they didn't know how to do their job, that I was trespassing, and that I needed to leave, and that she was going to
You weren't able to get your things then?
I got partial things.
Okay, and then they obviously told you to go to court because it was a civil claim to get your other things.
Correct.
Plaintiff Shauna Miller lived with the defendants, but she's suing because they refused to return her property, including her mother's ashes.
Okay, let me hear from you all, ma'am, in particular.
These two were bullying me over a Facebook fight, basically accusing me of taking advantage of another friend that I had not taken advantage of. They showed up to my house out of the blue. No calling ahead to arrange a scheduled time to come and get the stuff. They show up out of the blue, and I was asleep at the time that she had tried to call and left a voicemail. She stated that she was here to get her stuff. So I went upstairs to see if she was still out front. Her truck wasn't there, but I saw an unknown person walking up and down my driveway, taking stuff in out of my garage. So I called the cops, and the cops show up, and it turns out there was Jessica Kidder that was taking stuff from the garage. I had explained to the cops that they were trespassing because they had no authorization to be there on that date at that time.
Where are her things now?
Her items are still stored where they were, aside from the things that the cops allowed her to take.
You have a problem with returning them now?
I have no need for her items. I just wanted to get paid for.
You got her mother's ashes, you have wedding dress, wedding decorations. You have very sentimental items here. And you withholding them until what?
Until she pays me the unpaid rent and the unpaid storage fees that she's required by law to pay.
Okay. And what state are you all from?
Nebraska.
And they allow you to withhold items until they're paid for?
As pursuant to the Landlord-Tenant Act, yes.
Okay. Yeah, there are a few states that do that. Ma'am, they are within their right to withhold your items until you pay. Do you owe debts?
I owe them $400 for rent. There was no agreement on storage at all. I also agreed to her that we had mutual agreement that I would pick those items up in March when I returned.
Okay.
She was okay with this until the Facebook chat altercation.
What items are in storage, ma'am?
I have several pictures of her items.
Are any
that
of these
stored.
items we mentioned in storage? Her mother's ashes?
Aside from her claim of them, I am unaware of any ashes that are there.
Are any items still at your house?
Yes.
And the storage you're referring to is your home, or is it a storage facility you've moved them to?
My home as well as my garage.
Okay. And what is the counterclaim? How does she owe you $2,200?
She owes me $600 for unpaid rent as well as $1,600 for storage.
How did you come to $1,600 for storage?
For the storage, and they've been there since she moved out.
4 months?
Yes.
And you charging $400 a month
Yes.
for those items?
Yes.
How much room are they taking up?
They're taking up the entire room that she was renting in the upstairs of my home. And
Your Honor, I have pictures of my
She
items.
says they're taking up an entire room.
They are not.
They couldn't be.
I can
What
put
I
everything
saw.
in a 5 by 10
You have
unit.
the pictures with you now?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
ma'am, this doesn't take up an entire room. You're about to get $20 a month
These,
for them 4 months.
these items. This one.
$400 a
Her
month.
items. The wedding items in question are stored right here.
Okay.
Plaintiff Shauna Miller lived with the defendants, but she's suing because they refused to return her property, including her mother's ashes.
All right. And that's, you could have put them in a storage facility, which would have cost about $50 a month. And I'm going to grant you the amount that a storage facility would have cost for her to put in. That's approximately $50 a month for 4 months, is it? So you'll have $200. Rent, you owe for rent?
I owe her $400 for rent.
All right. She says $600. How do we come to the difference?
I have text messages where she states
How
that
much do you say? You say she owes $600?
yes.
All right, and you have text messages showing what? So it's $300 a month rent,
correct.
ma'am? I'm looking at your text. You're telling her it's $300 rent.
And originally it was $300 a month for the downstairs room that she was living in, but then she moved to the upstairs
When?
room, which is $400.
When?
She moved up there in November,
November what?
approximately in the middle of November.
All right, all
She
right.
lived 2 months in the downstairs room and 1 month in the upstairs
Okay.
room.
No, Your Honor.
So you told her that it would go up in the middle of November?
And she was aware that the upstairs room was $400 and the downstairs room was $300.
Ma'am?
That is incorrect.
This does say something about moving upstairs. So you explain what that's telling me.
It was 300. Well, first she says 400, and then I asked her why, and then she said, "Oh, that's right, brain's not working. It's 900."
All right, it's 3 months in question. That's why you wanted.
But I've paid 500 towards that 900, so I owe her $400.
Got it.
I moved to the upstairs bedroom at her request, and moved my things upstairs at her request.
And you want your items instead of just monies, obviously.
Correct. I would love to have all my things.
All right. I'm going to grant you all $600. $200 for the storage, reasonable amount you would pay comparative to a storage facility. Secondly, the rent, I'm inclined to believe her based on the text I read as well. Therefore, I'm granting you $600. It'll be contingent upon her obtaining her items. Have a good day.
I'm just sorry that she ended 3 friendships over her property when I thought she was my friend, and I'm grateful to have my property back now, if only she'll give it to me.
I have no desire to be friends with someone who would trespass and break into my house and not and treat a friend as badly as she treated me.
I'm just glad that this is gonna be over. It's been absolutely exhausting trying to keep up with all this, and I'm finally just glad to have this settled.